Well, greetings again today, and this is Dr. Bill Wyatt with the American Orthodontic Society, and I want to cover another video in the best way to do, and we're going to try to go through every little thing that we have learned how to do over about 45 years of doing nothing but orthodontics, and I want to give those to you. And if you can come up with a better way to do it, for God's sakes, let me know and I'll adapt it. But these are some things I have tried over the years and they work. And so I'm passing them on, and the YouTube device has made it possible to touch people all over the world and let them know what we think is the best possible way to do these jobs. So I'm going to go into this of uprighting teeth or molars, and we use this in ectopically erupting 6-year molars. Say this is a baby tooth here, this is a permanent tooth coming in, and it'll come in underneath here, and it gets hung up on the enamel. And people don't realize, or a lot of people don't, that the permanent tooth erupting in here can eat away the dental structure. And I've had a lot of deciduous teeth come out, and there just be a hull of enamel, and the tooth runs into this, and these cells just continue to eat the dent away, and it's stuck on the enamel, and maybe another root coming out the sides, holding the tooth there. All right, so we'll show you what we do. If you can get to the side of the tooth and just bond a tube of anything, but you can't do it from the top, or it doesn't work like that. And then you put a loop in that, a little spring, and bring it up and hook it on another tooth, or just a wire you bond to the teeth, and you can pick up any tooth. I have never found a tooth that we could not upright. I don't care if the thing is laying absolutely flat down. If you take electrosurgeon, uncover the side of it, bond something on it, and put a loop in there with a little spring, and it'll take that tooth up. And you don't have to worry about grinding off the top when it's going to run into it. It'll run into it and then just bounce down into a normal position. You don't grind it at all. So let's take a closer look at this. And here is a tooth that is ectomically erupting. Now you can see over here, you can't see it really, but the tooth is sitting in this area right here, and the crown is up against this baby tooth, and it can't come up. So we bond something on the side of it, and we stick this little spring in there, and that spring is just a deal like this, and it goes around, and you can do that, and it comes off over here, and you make a little hook in it right here, and now come here, and you put this hook right up beside another bracket. Now you can bond this wire to these teeth with no brackets at all. You don't need a bracket. You can just make you a piece of wire that fits on about 3 teeth, bond it on with a good composite like that, and now you make this loop where it'll fit right here with it in. So you insert this spring into this tube that you put on the tooth, that the tooth is sitting in here like that, and you can put that spring on there. It'll pick this tooth up here, run it up into there. Let's look at it with an x-ray. You can see it much better that way than the other way. And there it is. Well, this is a better view. Here is the tooth. You see it? It's sitting at an angle like that, and the edge of it's under the deciduous tooth in this area. Now, if you think you can run a wire down underneath here and put force on it and work off of this tooth has only one root holding it in the mouth, you'll lose this tooth. This 6-year molar will erupt up in here somewhere, and it'll absorb most of the space, and you're going to end up having to extract teeth, or you're going to have to back this tooth up to get it in there. Now let's get a little better view than that. And here this is. This person comes in. It doesn't matter whether it's an ectopically erupting tooth or if it's just a molar tilted over. You can set any tooth up that you want to. So don't ever put a bridge on teeth like that. You can bond a wire over here. You don't have to be an orthodontist to do that. You just have to have a little sense that you can bond this wire on, and you can bond a little tube onto the side of the tooth right here, and just bond the tooth. Here's something like that. And you go out here, and you take a wire, you make a little circle in it, and you go over and you go about 3 teeth, and you bond something on it here, and you go to the next one, and you can make a spring that will fit in this tube. And the tube can be right up to the top here, and we'll have a rectangle. You want to do it in a rectangular wire, it won't roll on you. And you come out like this, and you turn this loose like such, and you move this here. Then you measure what's the distance from here up to here. And you're going to take it here at that point, and you bend a loop or a hook. And now take this hook and hook it up here. Now as this tooth uprights, this hook's going to slide back in this direction. There it is. When this tooth was down here, this hook was right up here. And now just turn it loose, and it raises that tooth up. And then you have somebody that's going to, smart person, some say, oh, well, I'd have to grind this tooth off up here so it'll have room to it. Don't touch the thing. Leave it alone. These 2 teeth will butt together. It'll drive this tooth down in, it'll drive this one up, and it will set it up straight right in here. Now, once you get it up here, leave some of this force on it and tie something to this, and you can drag this tooth forward. And if you want the roots to come on over here, just keep it in a little longer. It will actually head the crown. It would make it go back this direction if you wanted it to. And you could pick this tooth up. It doesn't matter. It could be laying down. If you can get to the side of it and bond something on it, you can raise that tooth up, and it'll push I'm sure somebody will say, well, you're running into the second molar here, and if you had a wisdom tooth, it might be over here somewhere. It'll set every one of them up. It'll push this back, bring this up, and the tooth, the roots are in the bone structure, and as it goes up, the roots stay pretty much where they are. You continue this pressure, and that will make the roots want to go further forward like this. This is hammer in there, and you tie something to the top, bring this tooth back up, and you can set that tooth right in that place. Now, if you know a better way to upright, don't ever put a bridge on a tooth leaning over like that. Set the thing up straight, and then you can bridge it. It'll push the other teeth back out of the way if you want. If you want to close the space, you just keep pulling it and keep that pressure on it, and you can take a tooth that's sitting here, and you got one back here. You can bring that tooth right up beside that tooth. How to close the space on adults or anybody, it doesn't matter. And you can be 90 years old and it'll still move the teeth in there. So don't, somebody's going to come back, well, when you get 70, it's going to fall apart. If you've got periodontal disease and the teeth are are in bad shape, then okay. But if you have good bone structure and everything in there, you can move teeth as long as you are living. I'm 94 right now, and I know I could move my own teeth if I had to right here. I don't think I'm going to do that, but you could actually move teeth and upright them. And if you can come up, and this old idea of putting a wire down here, and it's going to push this tooth up, and you're going to use this tooth with one root, you're just barking up a tree, this tooth will go right here, and now this one will come in and erupt up there, and you will have a devil of a time. You'll have to extract some teeth to get it in. So try this. If it doesn't work for you, there's something you're doing that's not quite correct. Go back and look at it and see if you can do it. I have never run into a tooth, and I'm not pulling your leg, that you could not set up straight. And if you didn't want to bring it forward, you just keep some of that pressure on it, pull up here and keep that, and it'll bring the root of the tooth right up parallel. And you try this with some, anything, these plastic shells of doing this. They just don't do it. And so these are some things you need to learn. I don't care whether you're an orthodontist, if you're a dentist and you can do a few things like this, you can, all you need is a little glue and a piece of wire and a tube that you bond on there, and you just make that little spring. Let me show you that spring. I think I've got a picture. Whoops, I thought I had a picture of it. I don't have the picture out here, but the spring is nothing but a it has the, you've got a tube. Well, let me make a white deal here, and I'll just draw one out for you. Like your tooth is sitting in here, and you put a tube on the side of it. You come in here with a wire, and you come out here, and you can make two deals if you want. You can put it over here, and then these teeth coming up in, and let's see, this would be a bicuspid, say, in here, and another bicuspid here, and we're going to say a cuspid coming in this area, right here. Just lay your wire right in here, just make a circle in it, come across here, bond it like that, measure what it is from here to there or from here, and you make a hook like that, bring this hook up and hook it here. This tooth will go up, and this will move back, this will come back here. If you want to close the space, you just keep tightening a wire from here to here and keep this activation on it, and it will amaze you. It'll bring these roots right up and parallel them with these right here. You can end up with this tooth coming right there, and these roots are down in here. And I have not found a tooth on any body that I couldn't bring up like that. If they're periodontally involved and they're just about to fall out, then you don't have any bone down there. If you've got good bone structure and you can take somebody periodontally involved, if they'll really take care of it properly. But if they smoke, smoking really messes up the development of the bone structure in the teeth. So I'm going to say goodbye, and you try this. If it doesn't work, then you put something in there and write us back, and we'll try to figure out what you did. And if you're doing it right, it will upright any tooth that I know of on anybody that's alive. So I'm going to hush up and close out. Thanks for watching.